In this chapter, we're going to talk about bending. Bending, of course, is another one of the backbones of the blues. Bending from one note to another note, from low to high, or release bending from a high note to a low note. Okay, let's talk about the most popular notes to bend in the major pentatonic and the minor pentatonic scale. They're pretty much the same. You're going to bend from the 2 to the 3 in the major pentatonic scale. So, check it out. If I were to play starting the major pentatonic scale in G on the second string, a popular technique is to play the first note, the second note, and then bend up to the third note. So I'm bending from 210 to 212. And of course what I'm doing is making sure that my bend is in pitch. So what I can do is this. I can do what I call match pitch. So if I start on this A note and then play the B note and get that sound in my head, I can then bend and get the same pitch. We'll talk about bravado in a minute. Now, let's talk about actually how to bend the string. Okay, so the way I bend is this way. I put the finger on the string and at the fret that I intend to bend. And then when I bend, I don't want to bend using one finger because I don't have enough strength. So what I do is I put two fingers, second finger and first finger, behind the note that I have fretted. So then when I bend, I'm actually using 3 fingers to bend, so I have the strength of 3 fingers pushing up the note rather than one. So if I do it with one finger, it's a lot harder than if I do it with 3 fingers. It's also a lot easier to hold up in the bent position, right? Now, being as we have the major pentatonic scale, but we also have the major pentatonic with the chromatic tone, you could then, instead of bending from the second note all the way to the third note, we could bend from the second note up to the chromatic note, which is only a half step. A lot easier to bend a half step than a whole step. So again, I'm matching pitch. I just play the note. I play the note that I intend to bend to. Then I bend, matching the pitch. And after a while, you won't have to necessarily match pitch anymore. You can develop what I call muscle memory, so you can kind of feel in your head where the note needs to be bent to and feel it in your hands. Now, that's the note you bend to in the major pentatonic scale. Now, when I go to the blues scale, I bend the third note to the fourth note. So if I'm playing in G in the blues scale here, I'm going to play the G note with my second finger, or 3/12. And then the next note with my first finger. Then the next note with my third finger, 2/13. And the next higher note is, of course, at 2/15. So I can bend the whole step up to 215. So if I combine those two, I have the bend from the 2 to 3 in the major pentatonic, and I have the bend from 3 to 4 in the blues scale. I can then use the concept I just showed you about by playing the major pentatonic scale with the chromatics over the 1 chord and over the 5 chord in the blues. Then you can use the minor pentatonic over the 4 chord, but this time I'm going to demonstrate it using the bends I just showed you. I'm liable to bend a half step or a whole step. I'm kind of just going to improvise here, and you'll get an idea the different sounds that are produced by doing that. Let's have a listen.